All right, guys, today we're going to talk about how to get more reviews on Google. The more reviews you have, the more likely you'll show up in those search results, and therefore the more business you'll get. And today I'm going to give you 3 tips, 3 hacks on how to get more reviews, blow your competition out of the water, and get more clients for your contractor business. So stick around. All right, now that you have your Google My Business listing and you've optimized it with all those bells and whistles we've talked about in the past, today we're going to talk about how to get more reviews. It's a pretty clear fact. The more reviews you have, not only will Google like that and show you more frequently in search results, but if you think about it, people like it too. People like to read reviews and they make choices on who has more reviews or who has less reviews. So let's get a ton of reviews for your contractor business. It's definitely going to increase your business. So here's 3 tips, 3 hacks on how to make that happen. Tip number 1. Make it easy for your customer. And I'm going to show you how to create a short link that you can share that when they click that button, it automatically takes them to the Google page, pops up that Google review. So all they have to do is put 5 stars and fill it out. No going here, going there. Just click, boom, fill it out. You can text it to them. It's super easy. So let's jump into the computer. I'll show you how to create that short code link. First thing you're going to want to do is go to developers.google.com places/places ID. Don't worry that the link is in the description. Just click on that. When you get here, you're going to search for your business name. As an example, we're going to use Shield Exteriors. I'm going to click on that and it's going to show me their ID. Do you see this? This ID, which typically seems to start with the CH. I'm going to copy that ID and I'm going to bring it over here to a notepad or something like that so that I can see that ID in the future. Most of the time, if your Google My Business listing has been active for a while, this listing has only been active for about a month. So if your listing has been active for long enough, then it should show up here. But there are some cases in which your business doesn't show up in this places ID map. And that can be very frustrating because then you're like, well, what do I do now? How do I get that ID? I need that ID. I'm going to show you another tip real quick on how you might be able to get it. And here's how you do that. Go over to your computer, just go to Google and search for your business name without typing in the .com. So just search for the business name, and right there on the right hand side you're going to see the Google infograph here, and if you scroll down to right there, write a review. We're going to do kind of a HTML web guru kind of a hack here. You right click on that. If you're using Chrome, this is how it works. You click the inspect button. If you're not using Chrome, you're using something else, there's a way to inspect or a developer tool somewhere in the toolbar that you can do this. You're just going to right click and inspect the item. And then we get to see all this beautiful, sexy HTML code that who cares about. Okay, so what I do is I hit Command F on my Mac so I can find, it might be Control F or something on a PC. So we're going to take Command F and find, and I'm going to type in the word data-pid. Data-pid. And right here you'll see, look at that, there's that PID right there. So I can copy this, and I'm going to bring it over here to my notepad and paste it there, and there it is. And you'll see those are the same numbers. All right, 2 ways to get your ID, an easy way and a more complicated way. You've got that, you need that ID. Just take that ID now and save it in a notepad or a Word document somewhere so you have it. The ID is just the letters and numbers and dashes inside the quotation marks, not the quotation marks, okay? So we're going to take these right here. That's the ID right there. So let me get rid of the quotations. And I even get rid of this. And now that's the ID. We have the ID. The next thing we're going to do is take this ID, the CH, blah, 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 copy it and put it in this link here, the search.google.com. Right after the equal sign, there's the link. Okay, I want to show you what you just created. If we take that code, the search.google blah blah blah, and the places ID, and then the CH yada yada yada, if I take that number, watch what happens when I copy it from my notepad and then bring it over here to Google and just drop it in the URL and hit return. Watch this. It automatically pulls up this review thing, I can just drop in 5 stars and then leave my detailed review right here and hit post. It's that easy. So you can create a short link that's going to automatically pop up that review. They put in the stars and it works great. Now, the customer does have to be logged into their Google account. Most people are. If they're not, Google's going to first ask them to log in and then they'll do that. But if they're not logged into their Google account already, then they're probably not going to leave you a review in the first place. Okay, so you've got this huge, ugly URL link that you can send to your customers, and they can click on that, and it will automatically pop up the review basket or bucket or whatever you call it, and they can hit that 5 stars and type in your review. This is going to make it easy for your customers. You can easily say something like, hey, would you do me a favor? It'd mean a lot if you would leave a review. I've made it easy for you. Here's a simple link. All you have to do is click it, and boom, you're in. And then you put that link. But now we're going to make it prettier. We're going to make it easier for you to share that with your clients. So we're going to take that long, ugly URL and squish it and shorten it down with a URL shortener. I like to use Bitly. There's a few other ones out there as well. Let's look at Bitly. So just go to bitly.com. Again, link in the descriptions, and you'll see you come up to this Bitly. You can create a free account. Get started for free. It's very easy. Once you log in and create your account, all you need to do is hit this create button, and it's going to give you an option to paste this long URL. So come back over to your great big long ugly URL, copy it, and paste it in right here, and you've got a shorter URL. Add a title to it so you remember what it is. I'm just going to say review link. And you can even shorten this and make it sexier. So right now it just says a bunch of random numbers, but what if we called it that? That's the name of the company. Let's see if it works. I'm going to hit the return button. This link has been edited, and now we've got it. Now you might have to try a couple of different things, exterior.stl or something like that, but at least we know this one works. So we have this, and we can copy it, and we can save it. So now I'm going to come over here and place my short code at the end of this sentence. So now instead of this big, long, ugly thing, I have just this little dilly-dob there. There it is, this little dilly-dob. You can give this to anybody. Watch, I click on it. Pow! This is amazing. Now you can copy this little bitty URL and you can save it in places that you can share it very frequently. I recommend saving it in the Notes app of your iPhone. And if you use an Android, they've got a Notes app as well. Just place it in there so you can copy and paste it really quick. And this is going to make it easy for you to just share this text to your customers very simply. What I do is I create this canned text that I save in that Notes app. It says this: hey, could you do me a huge favor? I would love it if you'd leave me a 5-star review on Google. I've made it super easy for you. Simply click the link and it will take you right to the review page. Thank you so much. And then you've got the link right there. If you put this in a notepad, all you have to do is highlight the notepad, hit select copy all, select all, copy, paste it in a text to your client, and then they're going to get that text. All they have to do is hit the button. They got you a review. It's pretty amazing. Third tip is a proven little psychological hack that can guarantee, it's proven, to get you 72% more reviews. And here's the problem. If you send all these links to your clients just randomly on a Tuesday, none of them are going to click that button. I mean, you've probably experienced this. If you do the work for the client, and then you go back to the office, and then you create an email that you send to all your customers and say, hey, would you leave us a review? They're not going to click that link. They just won't do it. I can't tell you how many Silverback web and marketing clients I have, contractors who are frustrated by this. I send the emails, I send the text, they don't click the link. And there's a reason why. Because you haven't added this little psychological hack. So let me tell it to you now. This is going to revolutionize how you get reviews for your business, and it will blow up in your face. You'll get 72% more likely to get a review from your client just by using a psychological trick. This tip comes from a very famous book entitled Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion. Okay, so in the 3rd chapter of this book, called The Power of Consistency and Commitment, Cialdini explains that people, human beings, long to be people of their word. If they say they're going to do something, they want to do it. And so if you can get them to promise you that they will do it, then they're more likely to do it than if you just randomly on a Tuesday send them an email and ask them to do it. Okay, so here's how it works. Cialdini explains that psychologically humans have feelings about the concept of consistency. For instance, he says, inconsistency is commonly thought to be an undesirable personality trait. We all know people who are flaky, who are inconsistent. And most of us do not want to be flaky or inconsistent. And so if we say we're going to do something, we're more likely to want to do it, or to at least feel guilty for not doing it because we said that we would. On the reverse, or the flip side of that, Cialdini says a high degree of consistency is normally associated with personal and intellectual strength. All right, so the bottom line is people do not want to be flaky. They want to be dependable. They want to be the kinds of people in the society who do actually what they say they're going to do. So here's how you can use this to your advantage. Typically, there's always going to be a time where you are closing the account with the client. You're there, you've just finished, you've done your inspection, you've got your clipboard, and you're about to give them the final invoice. And you may say something like, I hope you've enjoyed this process. I hope you're happy with the service we've provided. And they're going to say yes. And you'll know that they're happy. At that point, just look them right in the eye and say, hey, could I get you to do me a huge favor? It would really mean a ton to me. And then they're going to look at you and say, I guess. And you're making eye contact and you're waiting for them to say yes. It would mean a great deal if you could just go to Google and leave us a positive review. It would not only help our business, but it would help people like you to find our business if they need similar services. Hey, could you do that for us? It would mean a great deal. Okay, great. Thanks so much. I appreciate you doing that for us. Listen, I'm going to send you a text right now, and you've got this copied already from your notepad into your app, and you've texted it to them from your phone. Ding! They just got it on their phone. You'll say, I really appreciate you promising to do that for me. It means a great deal. It's been a great pleasure working with you. See you later. Goodbye. Leave, right? Now, they're going to feel as if they have to leave that review because they said they would. They promised they would. And you've made it clear that they've promised that they would. And so this is a little trick. This is a little psychological hack that is guaranteed to work. So let me tell you kind of the backstory of how the researchers came to figure out that this power of consistency and commitment really works. So years ago in California, they did a psychological research study in a community. They had, like a double-blind community or whatever. I don't know how it works. But they had one community where they went through and they asked them if they would put this big, ugly sign in their yard. Big, ugly, like a huge sign in their yard saying, drive carefully. They were saying, we're trying to crack down on bad drivers in the community. Would you be willing to put this big, ugly sign in your yard? And 86% of the people said, no, thanks. I do not want to put that big, ugly sign in my yard. However, on a separate community, they were able to get 72% of those people to actually put that big ugly sign in the yard. And how did they do that? A simple trick. 2 weeks earlier, they sent a researcher around this particular community, dressed like a volunteer, asking them, hey, in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring by a sign that just simply says, drive carefully. We're trying to crack down on the bad driving in the community. Would you be then willing at that time to put that sign in your yard to help us combat bad driving? And most people said, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll do that. So 2 weeks later, when they came back with the big ugly sign, 72% of them still put it in their yard. Why? Because they had said 2 weeks previously that they would do it. Okay, so bottom line, if you can just get the client to say yes, that they will leave your review, they're 72% more likely to leave that review because they said they would. Hey, listen, I just showed you 3 tips and hacks on how to get more 5-star reviews for your contractor business. This, I know, will increase leads to your business and you will grow. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, consider subscribing to this channel because we release new videos every week to help contractors increase their digital footprint on the internet. My name is Mike with silverbackweb.com. If you have any questions or if I can help you in any way, feel free to contact us through our website. Until then, have a great week and I'll see you next week.